What is up, boys and girls? It is Friday, April 4th at 12:09 p.m. All right. I am not going to lie to you. I may have just woke up like 30 minutes ago, but there's a good reason for that, which is why I'm making this video today. I wanted to make a video because I don't know if you guys saw my last video where I said I made $650,000 and lost it all in a month. But this video is going to be a little bit happier, right? This video is going to be about purpose and clarity. So after I made that last video where I kind of shared, January and February were kind of the worst months that I've ever had in my career. Fast forward till the month of March, my business did $152,000. My relationship's great. Relationship with God is great. Relationship with family is great. Just everything is on an upward trajectory, right? And so the reason why I think March was such a better month than February and January I didn't really do anything different. But I had clarity. I had clarity on next steps, and I felt like I had a purpose again. I think purpose for men especially it's probably the biggest driving factor of our life. Purpose determines whether or not we wake up out of bed. Purpose determines if we, go try to find a wife. Purpose is everything for men. And I truly, truly believe that, right? Last night stayed up till, the reason why I woke up so late today is because last night I went to bed at 4:30. And the reason I went to bed at 4:30 and the reason why I went to bed at 4:30 was because I was filming a YouTube video just like this one, right? The video was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. And the reason why it's 2 hours long is because I literally shared every single thing I knew about this one specific topic. And because when I was just starting out as a business owner or an entrepreneur, I watched a lot of these videos and I just felt like there was a lot of fluff. There was a lot of fluff on how to do the big idea itself, but doesn't actually show you how to implement it. And I told myself yesterday that I was going to film a YouTube video just like this one. And it just didn't sit right with me that I told myself I was going to get it done and I didn't get it done. It's like that feeling when you tell yourself you're going to hit the gym, but then you don't hit the gym and you feel guilty about it. And I hate that fucking feeling. I hate that feeling. I think the temporary pain is just better than that nagging guilt, Temporary pain is just better than that nagging guilt that I was feeling, And so going back to the whole January, February, March, right? January, February, worst months of my fucking life. If you guys are unfamiliar, I have a video on my channel that you can check out. And March hit, and I was like, okay, this is a new month, right? This is a new month. I've had enough time to bitch around. I've had enough time to feel sad for myself. I've had enough time to really feel my emotions. And so March, I had clarity. I had clarity on exactly what I had to do. I had clarity on exactly what my next step should be. And for the entire month of March, that is literally all I focused on. One thing. All right. And that was getting the business back to where it was. One thing. And I think in January and February, the reason why I felt so down was because obviously, it hit me like a brick. And then B, I was just wallowing in the fact that bad things were happening to me. I selfishly think that I'm God's favorite, and that I am the luckiest man in the world, right? Because why would you not think that? Why would you not think that? It doesn't serve your life any good if you don't think, everything good happens to me. Bad things can't happen to me. I feel like the more you believe it, the more it actually comes true. And so I always have this belief that I can't do wrong, And so I was wallowing in the fact in January and February that, bad things were happening to me. What the fuck is going on? And then in March, March 1st hit, and I was like, Damien, you cannot be a fucking pussy anymore. You got to figure some shit out, right? You got to turn your situation around. You know, bad things happen to everyone. It's about how you deal with those bad things that make you the kind of person that you say you are. So March happened, decided, I don't know what happened. I can't pinpoint, I can't remember the exact moment or day, but I think I was journaling. I was journaling outside, and then something just hit me, and I knew exactly what I had to do to turn shit around, right? I truly believe that, and I've thought about this more, it's, you know that anxious feeling you get, like that, like anxiety? I think anxiety and stress is just not doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But you know how like when you just have this like ball of stress and like anxiety and you feel it in your stomach? I truly believe that it's because there's an issue on your plate that you're not solving or proactively trying to solve, or you're just not doing something that you know you should be doing. That's why you feel stressed, right? When you're actively doing what you're required to do, what you're supposed to do, you don't feel stressed. You don't feel that anxiety feeling. You feel optimistic, right? You feel excited as fuck. Just like last night, I went to bed at 4:30 because I was filming a YouTube video. I wasn't fucking tired. I wasn't fucking stressed. I was excited as fuck to stay up to 4:30 because I love my job. I love doing what I do. I love building brands, and I love making YouTube videos like this. And so if I have to stay up till 4:30 to make videos and to basically fulfill what I told myself I would do, I would fucking do that every single day. I just woke up 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, and I'm already on my laptop because I'm excited to work now. I'm excited to work. You know, I can't wait to wake up and open my laptop and get right fucking into it. But that's the difference between lacking clarity versus just being in multiple directions and like running through a maze, right? One thing also that I want to talk to you about regarding clarity is not having so much shit on your plate, right? That is where I think I honestly fucked up on too. That made me have such a shitty January and February, right? The best thing in life is when you obsess over one thing and one thing only and dedicate all your time, effort, and energy onto that one thing, you know? And so in October, November, December, January, and February, I was juggling a fuck ton of things, right? I had a mini agency. I was starting my own brand. I was trying to start YouTube. You know, I was juggling all these different other personal responsibilities that were happening in my life. And this was even before the whole fraud thing. So long story, just watch my other video. This fraud thing, I just felt like I was spreading my attention too thin. You know, I was spreading my attention too thin. And that I can't really do one thing well when I'm spending 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 2 hours here, and 2 hours there, right? Dividing my attention up into 4 different areas of life. And so I don't know about you, but for me, what works best and what feels the best is when I have just one tunnel vision, one goal in mind, and I just obsess over it. That is all I think about the moment I wake up and the moment I go to bed, right? One thing, and that is all I focus on. And the reason why I'm telling you this today is because I'm literally feeling this right now. I can't fucking wait to work, dude. I can't wait to fucking work. I can't wait to make YouTube videos like this. I'm so fucking excited about life because I have one thing on my mind, all right? I have one thing on my mind, and that is to make business fucking fun. I'm trying to be fulfilled through my brand. I'm doing meaningful work. And just everything centered around this one thing, right? Building a business that I'm truly passionate about, that I'm truly working towards something, you know? And so the point of this video, really, I honestly don't really know what the point of this video, I'm just trying to like share some thoughts. But I guess if the point of this video is that if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, you probably aren't doing something you're supposed to be doing. And so really sit down with yourself right now. And if you're anxious, there's a reason why. I hate when people say like, I'm so anxious and I'm so stressed. And then I ask them why and they're like, oh, I don't know. You do fucking know. You're just not thinking about it. So the point of this video is if you're anxious and you're stressed, please just sit down, put a blank piece of paper just like this, and just write. And just don't think, just write what comes to mind, okay? And then also, side note, writing is something that I've been doing for a very long time, and it's helped me in my life so fucking much, all right? And so if you're stressed, if you overthink a lot and you just have like a fuck ton of things up here, just write it down. Write it down, lay everything on a piece of paper, because that will help you so much in thinking clear and like have clarity on what you should actually be doing. Versus like, think about it. It's like you have so much junk up here that you're thinking about constantly. How are you supposed to find purpose? How are you supposed to find clarity when you just have all this stuff up here, right? So just lay it all on a piece of paper, bang, okay? And so figure out why you're anxious. Figure out why you're stressed. There's an underlying factor there that you're not doing that you should be doing. And also, if you're currently lacking clarity, if you're currently like, I don't know what the fuck I should be doing, or maybe you're on the other side of the spectrum where like you have way too many things going on, right? My best piece of advice for you is listen to your fucking gut. Listen to your gut. I had feelings back in, I want to say November, that something like this was going to happen. Like I swear to fucking God, bro. I fucking had a feeling back in November that something like this was going to happen. And it did, right? And I didn't, now looking back on it, I'm like, okay, like how did I know? It's because I was juggling too many things at once. And I knew, like for me personally, I do best when I focus on one or two things and that's it, versus then I was doing like 5 or 6 things, right? And doing all those 5 or 6 things and not doing a great job and, having all these responsibilities that, diverted all my focus was just giving me anxiety. So that gave me anxiety. That was probably what led to my intuition. So make sure you trust your intuition, because your intuition is just basing your past experiences to make the best decision right now, right? So listen to your gut, right? If your gut is telling you you're doing too many things, you probably are. And so what I would do is I would write down everything you're doing right now, circle the top 2 things, and then cut out everything else. Just focus on 1 to 2 things, because you will feel less anxious, you will feel less stressed, you will have more clarity, you will have more purpose, and you will have more attention to focus on the 1 or 2 things that would actually move your life and business forward. And so that is my biggest piece of advice. And I don't know. It's such a weird video to make after like the last video I had. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference in my body language, my tonality, my facial expressions, all of that. But I am genuinely so fucking happy in life right now, bro. And so this also goes back to a point I made in my last video where like, if you're going through a tough time right now, if you're going through rock bottom and you really don't know what the fuck to do, and you feel like your body's numb and like you're just paralyzed and you're not moving towards what you want, the best piece of advice I can give you is focus on one thing. Do that thing for 12 hours every single day until it doesn't make sense for you not to be good at it and to make money from it, right? That is if you're like starting from ground zero. And it also just goes to show how much your life can change in a month, right? Bad things happen to everyone. I know it, you know it. Bad things happen to everyone. And if you just think about it like every single time bad things happen to me, God's trying to teach me a lesson, then it will change your mindset and how you perceive bad problems and bad situations that come into your life, right? That was one of the biggest mindset switch that made all the difference for me when I was going through my bad times. It's God's trying to teach me a lesson, And there's this one Alex Hormozy quote that he says that really helped me a lot too. And it's every single time that I'm going through a bad situation, I tell myself, this will be the story that I will one day tell. This will be the story that I will one day tell. Just think about how fucking epic your story, because you are the hero of your own story. How cool that you went through all this bad times, all this shit being thrown at your face, and you made it out and you prospered. How fucking cool would that be? So this will be the story that I one day tell, and God is trying to teach me a lesson right now. So what can I learn from it? Those two things right there saved me in the month of January and February and led me to have one of my best months in March, right? Everything can fucking change in just a month. If you're going through a shitty time, you gotta let time do its thing, right? You gotta go through a little wallowing period. Like I'd be lying to you right now if I said like, oh, I'm so fucking mentally tough. Like I just like knock all the bad times. Like I don't get fucking sad. I don't get any of this, right? I'd be lying to you, right? So I'm just telling you that you gotta go through it, you know. Hard times, you know, that saying, hard times create strong men. It's like the most cliche thing is, but it's so true, right? Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times, right? And so the more shit that gets thrown at you and the harder your life is, the better you are. I want you to kind of like reframe it, because that's what I kind of did. It's like, bad things happen to me, I will be strong, if that makes sense, you know? Bad things happen to me, I will be strong. I will learn from it. Instead of letting the bad things, you know, hit me down and like bury me, right? Obviously, I still felt those feelings, duh. But hard times, strong men, you know? And so if you're going through something right now, just know everything will be okay. All you need is just some time and some clarity. You know, start journaling. Journaling really fucking helps me. So please start doing that. And your time will come. Your time will come and everything will be a fucking okay. I promise you. My goal with these videos is basically to share everything that I'm learning as an entrepreneur. Because I think entrepreneurial life is, people don't really understand it. They only really see the wins and the glamorous and the trophies and all of that, but they don't tell you like what it's actually like, you know, the feelings you go through, right? Because we as entrepreneurs can put up a very tough exterior, you know, tell everyone that we're fine, that we're okay, that we're doing good. But on the inside, a lot of the time, especially us men, right? We don't like to talk about our feelings. We don't like to talk about, you know, shit that is affecting us, because that A, we think that makes us look weak. And B, we just don't do that, right? We just don't do that. We like to bottle everything up ourselves. And so that is me too. And so if you are kind of similar to me and you're kind of going through the same thing, make sure you drop a... And so if you're kind of like me and if you're kind of going through the same thing, make sure you just talk to someone, even if that's like this right now, right? I'm kind of doing like a diary. I'm talking to myself, or just journal and just really focus on one or two things that you can get absolute clarity on, that you're like, okay, I want to get better at this. I see myself doing this for the next year, 2 years, right? And so it's a combination of clarity, passion, and what can I make money from? If you're, you know, unsure. But if you already have a bunch of shit going on, best thing I can do, journal and just cut out everything except one or two things, okay? So, oh my God, this video is already 19 minutes and 46 seconds long. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go back to work. I gotta build my brand. But if you guys are interested in kind of what I do, so I just basically build cool brands on the internet using TikTok Shop and Amazon. And so if you guys are interested in learning more about it, you can fill out your application. It's the first link in the description. And I will personally reach out to you if I think it's a right fit for us to work together. But until then, happy fucking Friday. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. God bless, and have an amazing weekend. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know if this was helpful. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.